On this video, I want to talk about your 401k, what it is and how it works, how you should consider using it, and lastly, I want to tell you the mistakes that you need to avoid to not ruin your 401k retirement account. Let's get started. So first, what is a 401k? A 401k, it's a savings retirement account that is sponsored through your employer. So that means you have a 401k, you typically need to be working for someone from an employer. The way a 401k works is if you enroll to a 401k, you will be making contributions into your 401k account. So that means every time you get paid, automatically money will be taken out of your paycheck and it will be put into this 401k account. All the money that you put on your 401k account, it will be invested. It will be invested in stocks, mutual funds, bond, CDs, and other investment tools. What will allow you to do is you will have this investment, you will let it grow for many years until you retire, and then you will have that money for your retirement. So that is basically how the 401k works. You are investing that money into something that then will grow and allow you to have money during retirement. Now, for you to put money into this account, you will do what is called the contributions. So that's when money gets taken out of the account, your account, and then is put into the 401k. You're not the only one making contributions in your 401k. Most employers, not all of them, but most, offer a contribution matching. So that means they have the option to match some of the contributions that you do. So you will contribute money to your 401k, but then your company, on top of your contributions, will put also some extra money. This is not mandatory, this is optional, and it does depend on the financial situation of the company that you are working for. Let me explain you how the employer matching works with two examples. First, an easy one, and then a slightly more complicated one. Let's say your company offers up to 5% matching, and they will offer you 100% matching on that 5%. So for example, if I have a paycheck that is $1,000, the company will contribute, my employer will contribute up to a 5%. So that means $50. Out of that $50, they will do 100% matching. That means the whole amount. So in this case, they will contribute $50 on top of the contribution I'm making. That example is easy. Now, on the second example, and this is actually what my company, for example, does, it's they offer a total of 5% matching, but then out of the 5%, 3% will be 100% matching, and then the remaining 2% will be a 50% matching. So if my paycheck is $1,000, the total that they will consider matching will be $50. Out of the 50, 3%, in this case, it will represent the $30 out of the 50, will be 100% matching. So that means no question asked, they will put 30 on my account. For the remaining 20, which will be the 2% remaining, they will do a 50% matching. So that means half of it. So of the $20 that we have left, they will say 50%, that it's $10, and they will add that to my contribution. So I will have 30 plus 10 equals a 40% contribution from my employer. I know some companies might have different rules and different percentage matching, but hopefully with those two examples, you will be able to apply it to what your employer is matching. The next thing that you need to know, it's a 401k, it's tax defer. That means you don't pay taxes now, but you will pay them later. So it doesn't mean that you do not pay taxes. You do pay taxes. The difference is that you pay them later. When? When you withdraw the money. When do you withdraw the money? Typically at retirement. If I have to give you a timeline of how that works, it's basically you get paid, then your 401k money gets taken out of your paycheck, then you pay insurance, then you pay taxes, and then that money arrives to your bank account. The thing that you need to notice is that first the money gets taken out of your account, deposit in your 401k, and then you pay taxes. So because of that, you don't pay taxes when you are contributing to your 401k. And that's why they will charge you taxes after when you retire. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is that there are certain limits to how much you can contribute to a 401k. Currently, if you are before the age of 50, your contribution cap will be $22,500. After the age of 50, they allow you to contribute an extra $7,500. When can you use your 401k money? You can withdraw this money after you are 59 years and a half or older. Because again, this is an account that is meant for retirement. So they force you basically to be retired before you can take this money out. Ideally, the purpose of this account is for you to put money early on, not touching it at all until you are 65 or older, when the typical age for retirement is. What happens if you do need to use this money early on? They allow you to take that money and use it for something else, basically to withdraw it, but they will charge you a fee. That fee, most of the time, will be significant enough that it doesn't make sense for you to do this. So they will allow you to take the money, but they will charge you a withdrawal fee. And also, because you are withdrawing, you will also have to pay taxes at that moment. There are some exceptions that you might be allowed to withdraw that money. The exemptions are very limited, but if you're considering a 401k, you shouldn't be considering withdrawing that money. Now, that is basically how a 401k works. Now that you have a clear understanding of how a 401k works, this is what you need to know to not ruin your investments. The 401k, if you decide to use it, it is a tool for retirement. That means you contribute early on in your career, you let it sit there for as long as you can, because that's how it becomes powerful. The longer you let it sit there, the more money it accumulates and generates. But you will be making a huge mistake if you decide to withdraw that money early on. Why? Because first, you will have to pay a withdrawal fee. Then you will have to pay taxes. So that means the actual money that you're getting into your pocket will not be as much. And second, and most important, is because you will be ruining your investment. Basically, because if you withdraw that money early on, you are affecting the compound interest potential of your investment. It's not the same having a 5-year investment than having a 30, 35, 40-year investment. The compound interest on that investment that was a long period of time gets very significant, and that is where the power of the 401k comes into play. It heavily relies on time, so you potentially withdrawing that money early on really affects the compound interest potential of your investment. So how you should be using your 401k. If your company does offer an employer matching, take advantage of it. So for example, if they offer 100% matching up to 5%, you should have a 401k and contribute enough to maximize your employer matching. So that means if your company offers a 5%, you contribute to match that 5%. If you want, you can do more, but do not do less. Obviously, if you have the ability to not do less. Why? Because if you don't do less, you are losing the opportunity of quote unquote free money that your employer will be giving you for free. So that's why if your employer offers you any sort of matching, always contribute to matching that same percentage. After you match that same percentage, if you want, you can keep going. Only if you want, this is optional. If not, you can go and look into a different type of investment for retirement. But do not do less than your employer matching. If your employer does not offer any matching, then you can decide if you do want to have a 401k, if you want to have other type of investment for retirement, or if you want to handle your retirement by doing something else. Another big mistake that you should avoid is to not rely only on your 401k for retirement. If I have to be very transparent and honest with you, personally, and this is a personal opinion, I don't think a 401k it's enough for retirement, at least not a 401k by itself. That's why I encourage you to explore beyond the 401k account when you are thinking and planning for your retirement. Explore maybe what a Roth IRA is, and also explore other type of investments that might help you generate money. Do not solely and blindly trust your company or the 401k system. Remember that you and only you are the only person responsible for your retirement. So your company is not responsible for you, the government is not responsible for you. You and no one but you is responsible for your retirement. Therefore, you should think now if the 401k money that you will have at the end when you retire will be enough for your needs or not. I hope you find this video useful. If you like it, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.